Fort Worth has been booming because it's sitting on vast amounts of natural gas, which is mainly methane. Now it's trying to tap another kind of natural gas, the methane that's found in human waste, and turn it into a resource. That clever trick will help the city with another critical need, for water. Cy Somer is head of BRIT, the Botanical Research Institute of Texas.
In Texas and most of the Southwest, we've gotten both heat and drought. And we broke all kinds of records in terms of number of days with the temperatures over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And on top of that, we went, I don't know how many months without rain. It's a lot of farmers in Texas are really hurting. A lot of them going out of business. It's been a really, really tough summer.
Water's huge facing the city, and I think that water is one of those things that most people don't think long-term about.
That's not the case at BRIT, a brand new LEED Platinum building, one of only 2 in North Texas, or at Village Creek, the city's 30-year-old water treatment plant. Both are Fort Worth institutions, one public, one private, for whom energy efficiency and water conservation are major priorities.
What we wanted this building to demonstrate was our mission, and our mission is conservation and sustainability. It's the only LEED Platinum building in this county, Tarrant County in Texas, and it's only one of 2 in North Texas. And it's green from the bottom to the top. This summer, with the sweltering heat that we had here in Texas, it broke all records. All of the air conditioning was basically supplied by geothermal power. We have 168 geothermal wells. They're 250 feet down on the ground where the temperature is a constant 50 degrees Fahrenheit. All the rain, if we ever get any, eventually winds up in a retention pond we have in the back of the property. And all of our irrigation comes out of that retention pond. We are not on the grid for city water for our irrigation.
The Village Creek water treatment facility at first looks very different. It handles sewage for the whole of Fort Worth and 100 surrounding communities. But despite its industrial appearance, it's advancing a similar mission to BRIT, to save energy and water.
Every day in the city of Fort Worth, about 1 million people put water down the drain. This is where it ends up. One of the first steps in the treatment process is to remove the solids from the waste stream. Those solids are then put into these anaerobic digesters where methane gas is generated. Here at the Village Creek Water Reclamation Facility, we use that methane gas as a fuel to power 2 5.2 turbine engines, which helps us produce electricity. Under normal circumstances, you may consider methane to be a greenhouse gas, which would be bad for the environment. But here, we're using it as a renewable resource to power our engines.
Treating water here at Village Creek uses up about 20% of the electricity used by city government.
What the city's trying to do is maximize its energy efficiency in all of its municipal facilities throughout the city. What we're building here is a cogeneration facility, which will allow us to accept some of the high-strength waste from industries like Coca-Cola or Sara Lee. This waste would typically have been transported away as a waste byproduct. By bringing it into this cogeneration facility, we'll be able to put it into the anaerobic digesters and help us produce more methane, which will allow us to produce more electricity, possibly getting up to as much as 95% of the energy required for the operation of this facility.
I think it's critical. I mean, we have to give back a certain amount to the earth and to the community that we live in to keep it clean, healthy for our families. We owe it as a biologist to understand that there's limited natural resources. As a mother, I want to return things back for my children and my grandchildren.
And I think as we go forward into the future, I mean, all of us, not just here in Texas or Fort Worth, are going to have to think very hard about how we organize ourselves so that we have a lesser impact on the environment and lesser impact on resources to move people around.
It sounds trite to say you have to work very smart, but we do. We have to begin to develop a master vision for how do we be sustainable, how do we be energy independent.